Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to be talking about the Cleveland Browns offense and what to expect from them in 2021. We're going to be talking about Baker Mayfield. We're going to be talking about OBJ and his comeback. We're going to be talking about the strong running game, the strong offensive line, and we're really going to be just delving in and diving into this Browns offense underneath Kevin Stefanski and what they can bring back into next year after a pretty successful year last year, especially running the football. We're going to be talking about all about that and more in today's video. Before we get started, though, please drop a quick like and a sub on today's video. That would really help my channel grow. I'd really appreciate that. And with that said, I hope you enjoy the video, and let's dive right into it. So in today's video, we're going to be going over this Browns offense and what to expect from them next season, and we're going to be taking a look at their offense from last year before we get started. Last year, passing leader, obviously Baker Mayfield, 3,500 passing yards. Running the football was all about Nick Chubb, just over 1,000 rushing yards. Really good downhill runner, and him and Kareem Hunt were one of the best running back combos in the NFL. And then obviously you had Jarvis Landry catching the football, 840 receiving yards for him, led the team last year. Now though, let's talk about where they ranked compared to the other teams in the league. Team offense per game, they were one of the better offenses in the league. They weren't absolutely elite, but they were 14th in points per game last season. Passing offense-wise, look at their stat here. They were 24th in the league, but rushing offense, they were near the top of the league, number 3 in the league in that regard. Just once again, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt really led the way. But now, though, let's talk about their team and what to expect from them next year. This team next year, this offense is going to be top 10 in the NFL. It is. I'm going to just come out straight away and start with that, especially with Odell Beckham Jr. being healthy. This offense will be a top 10 offense next season. It's that simple. And when we look at Baker Mayfield for a second, I'm really sorry that my thing keeps glitching. Baker Mayfield had a really nice year last year. The question mark with him is, could he bounce back from bad seasons prior? The answer was overall he could. Pretty bad completion percentage if we look at it, 62.8% completion percentage, but 3,500 passing yards, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, really showed that he could be that, that franchise quarterback for this Browns team. Really led them through some tough times. And sure, he had some tough games, especially that game against the Jets that he should really have not played as badly as he ended up playing in that game, especially against the Jets defense that was pretty bad all year. This Cleveland Browns quarterback found his stride, winning a playoff game, making it to Arrowhead, playing the Chiefs, and honestly competing with the Chiefs too, staying with them and really showing what he was all about. So I thought Baker Mayfield's leader of the Browns offense. Once again, sorry about my stupid computer and my stupid screen right there, face cam. But, when it comes down to this Browns offense, this is the run to set up everything else. And the good thing for them is they've got 2 of the best running backs in the league. Nick Chubb was absolutely phenomenal last year, just over 1,000 yards, 7th in the NFL, and 12th in 12 touchdowns, which was 4th in the NFL, on a 5.6 average yards per carry, which is an absolutely ludicrous stat. 4th in the NFL, too, in that regard. And then you got to add Kareem Hunt to the mix, too. Hunt is much more of the pass catcher out of these two. Does a lot of his work on third down, but 841 rushing yards, 6 rushing touchdowns, and added 38 catches for 304 receiving yards and 5 receiving touchdowns too. So I mean, there's a legit 1-2 punch here for this Cleveland Browns offense. With Nick Chubb as that downhill runner, that goal line runner. He missed a few games too. Remember, Nick Chubb did not play a full season last year. Still was able to rush for over 1,000 yards. Still was able to really show that he had it, the ability to run downhill, be a powerful runner. Is arguably the second best pure power runner in the NFL behind Derrick Henry. And then you've got the change of pace back who has the ability to rush for 1,000 yards in Kareem Hunt. So, if Nick Chubb goes down with injury, if Kareem Hunt goes down with injury, they're still set because they've still got 2 elite type running backs for this Browns offense. And once again, this Browns offense is all about running the football first and really using the run to set their offense up. And when we talk about setting their offense up, Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry are 2 of the better receivers in the NFL. And although Odell Beckham has not played to the level of what we expect to see from Odell Beckham over the past few seasons, 23 catches, 319 receiving yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns were his first few weeks. Remember, he got injured pretty early in the season and missed the rest of the season. So we'll see how he bounces back, but he has the ability to be an 1,000-yard receiver. And Jarvis Landry is much more of a possession receiver guy. Much more of a guy who's consistent and calm and confident and in his route running, and in his yards after the catch ability. He's much more of a yards after the catch kind of guy. 72 catches last year, 840 receiving yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns. Really solid stats for Jarvis Landry. But once again, he's much more of a third down receiver, a guy that can spread the field out a little bit, use his speed, and use his route running to create space. And then the yards after the catch and the slipperiness of Jarvis Landry's game is just so fun to watch. And also Rashard Higgins had a nice year. Hollywood Higgins, big, taller receiver, able to go up and get the football a little bit. And Donovan Peoples-Jones too. Bigger receiver, but he had some speed too and was able to spread the field out with the disappearance of Odell Beckham Jr. So I love this receiving core. I love the running game, but I also love what Austin Hooper brings to the table. And although Austin Hooper is was not as good as he was in Atlanta 2 years ago after signing that big deal to come to Cleveland, 46 catches, 435 receiving yards, 4 receiving touchdowns, solid stats. Yes, he's on a big contract, but those are solid stats nonetheless. And once again, this is a team with a lot of good pass catchers. So Austin Hooper was still able to produce. And Harrison Bryant, too. Don't forget about Harrison Bryant, was arguably the best rookie tight end all of last year. So they've got a good 1-2 punch at tight end. They've got a great 1-2 punch at wide receiver in Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry. They've got a great 1-2 punch at running back in Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Plus, you look at the offensive line, and this offensive line is the best offensive line in the league. Every single player on this offensive line is an elite type talent. Jedrick Wills Jr. really showed what it was to be a left tackle last year, coming out of the draft, picked in the first round. Arguably was the worst player on this offensive line, and he still was fantastic, really fantastic in run blocking and in pass protection. J.C. Tretter, Joel Bitonio, Wyatt Teller, and Jack Conklin are all fantastic too. Those are all Pro Bowl caliber players. This is an offensive line with 5 Pro Bowl type talents on the offensive line. So really good offensive line, really good tight end group, really good wide receivers, both with high end receivers in OBJ and Jarvis Landry, and with some depth receivers like Rashard Higgins and Donovan Peoples-Jones that can really produce. Plus, you've got great run game with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, and a really solid quarterback in Baker Mayfield. This offense is going to be dynamic next year. This Browns team, too, is going to be really good. I think they're the most complete roster in all of football, which I think is really scary if you're a Cleveland Browns fan. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, this Browns team is going to be good. This Browns team is really going to be good. And it starts with the offense, because I think this offense, if Baker Mayfield can play like he played last year and just played that football where he doesn't have to do everything, he just has to rely on his teammates, rely on his playmakers around him, and really just feed the ball to the open man, find the open man, and work with the open man to succeed. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are going to do everything in the run game. You can use Kareem Hunt in check down situations. And then OBJ, Jarvis Landry, Rashard Higgins, there's so much depth and so much talent on this team. And then you got the offensive line. This is a top 5 potential offense in the NFL next year if Baker Mayfield can play smart football. And at the end of the day, I just think Kevin Stefanski has really built a nice team here in Cleveland, and I think this offense could really take off next year, especially if everyone stays healthy. So watch out for this Browns offense to be a potential top 5 offense in 2021. And with that said, that's pretty much going to end the video for today. Did you agree with my analysis? Why or why not? Leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you're new around here, please drop a like and a sub on today's video. I'd really appreciate that. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, see ya.